What's going on, YouTube? This is Dr. Carlton Calhoun. Super excited for you guys to be here. Today, we are going to go over our Sunday setups from yesterday. I apologize for it being a late video. A lot of things came up. I wasn't able to post it in time, but you will see just how well we did on our markups yesterday. And before we get into the video, as usual, if you like this content, do me a favor, hit the like button, subscribe so you'll never miss out. Let's get into the video. Let me know if you all can see my screen okay. Perfect. All right. Oh, no, no. Oh, man, I had it marked up already. It's all good. Y'all can watch me mark them up. So on the DXY, before we get into the markups, let me show you what's happening on the DXY. There's a gap that I believe has to be filled. Right here. Let's see if that gap will be filled this week on the DXY. So I expect the DXY to come up into these areas and then shoot back down, because the DXY is in a massive downtrend. So I expect it to come up in these areas and then shoot back down. With that being said, let's go ahead and get into the markups. I had these marked up for you guys to kind of save time because I have a call at 3. But looking at US 30 first, I believe that US 30 is on the way back down until into these fib areas. Let me show you how I got those. Fibs are used for swing areas. So if we look at the direction, we see that US 30 was in a massive uptrend. So the last swing low was when it retested this area. So right here. What I do is I take the fibs, I go from the bottom of the wick on the swing low to the top of the wick on the swing high. And if you look closely, the 25% is right where I marked my retrace target. So I believe US 30 will come back at least to 34,587 area. If it breaks the 25%, I'm looking for it to come down to the 38.2%, which is a 34,300 area. If it breaks that area, I'm looking for it to come down. And as you can see, I have my targets based on those areas. If it breaks 38.2, I'm looking for it to come down around 3400 area. Does that make sense so far? Type in the chat if that's making sense. Something is on my cool. Now, this is no guarantee. Nobody knows what the markets are going to do. All we're doing is making an educated guess based on previous behavior. But these are my areas. So what I do, I mark those areas, and then this is my chart. Don't get caught up into exact numbers. Trading is not an exact science. but I believe it's in its downward push. So if you were to get in when the market's open, if you see it's forming what could be a morning star pattern, see what it does around for this particular chart on Owanda. See if it comes back to the 30-ish area. If it does, my buy zone is at the weekly resistance. How did I find that? I went to the weekly chart. Then I use pivots. See, pivots gives you the resistance area. That's my buy zone if it chooses to bounce. I don't think it will, because if you look, we have this long candle that's never been mitigated. So we'll see. With that being said, I like to trade the indices on the 4-hour and the based on 4-hour and daily charts. Look forward to come to this 34,600 area. See what it does from there. Be patient. If it breaks through, your next target is around 34,410. So depending on your broker, it could be 34,400. It could be 34,420, around in that area. So just be patient. Aloha, Emily. Let me mark this as the buy zone. And I will drop this into the chat. I had this all marked up for everybody too. And she was 30. Okay. A German 30 held. Perfect. German 30 is similar. If it breaks 15,490-ish area, look to sell it down to 15,4 between 15,430 and 15,440 area. If it breaks below that, you can look for it to come around 15,350 to 15,360 area. German. My favorite, SPX, is entering the sell zone. SPX had all of my targets from the sale up here from last week. Similar to US 30, if it breaks these areas, look for it to come down to around 4310 to 4320 area. So each of these targets are possible rejection points. See, if remember what I said on US 30 about that long candle, SPX is starting to make up for this long candle. US 30 has not done that yet. See? And if it breaks below 4,300 area, we can look to bring it all the way down to around 42 in the 4250, 40 to 4260 area. So we'll see how all of this plays out this week. There we go. Be patient with these if you trade indices. Nas, this was my sell zone from last week. I just thought I'd leave that up to brag a little bit. All right. Nas is entering a new sell zone as well. Same as SPX. So my main target, I always look for these pairs like this. So my main target is around 14,610 to 14,620 area before it comes back up. If it rejects and shoots back up, I'm literally looking for Nas to come all the way back into these highs and make new highs. Silver, silver has reached my area of interest. Depending on what the DXY does and the indices do, that will determine what gold and silver does. So silver breaks out retest, I will be looking to sell silver down to 24.8 area. Gold, same. If you look, you'll see I have a blue zone. That's my main support area. I'm looking for gold to come down into these areas before it makes a push back up. But if it breaks beneath this zone, I'll be looking for gold to come all the way down into the 1761 area. Gold is one of the assets that I will hold for an extended period of time, almost like investing literally. I buy gold and silver as investment. So when I trade, I hold them for extended periods of time. Oh, by the way, that's not financial advice. All right, GBP areas. GBP JPY is still in my sell zone. I'm looking forward to hit this bottom target before I buy it up. If it breaks beneath, if we go to an extended chart, our next target is down here, right in here. So again, if it breaks beneath the 150.9-ish area, my next target is 149.4 to 149.5 area. But right now, if you wanted to take a trade, so to speak, our sell zone will be beneath these pairs. I love seeing pairs like this because those are my targets. Let me mark this so I can share it. So sell zone, target one, target two. I'm using pivots. And there's the swing point right here. Then let's clean it up. Let's take some of this noise off. There we go. So let me remove this. This was my previous sell zone. This was my previous target. This is my previous target. You see it's right in this zone right here. So I'm looking forward to break that and then sell it down. If it doesn't, no problem. My buy zone will be right here. When I say buy zone, I mean in terms of breaking out or breaking structure. This is the last area of structure here. What do you mean by structure? I'm looking at points where there is activity consistently. All of this will be the same zone. Does that make sense? Let me know if that makes sense in the chat. Cool. So this will be my buy zone. Then my targets will be previous areas of activity right in here. See how I keep marking pairs? That's where you get activity. Trading is not difficult when you figure out what works for you. Cool. GBP USD is still in my sell zone. I don't know if y'all remember, but I said at the area of interest, if it breaks below, sell it. This is where it broke out, came back up to retest, shot down, came back up to retest again, which if you were trading with a proper stop loss, you would have still stayed in that trade because your stop loss is somewhere up in here. You would have caught potentially, there's this thing. 110 pips in profit right now. The challenge with trading is most people panic in these areas, and you shouldn't. Your stop loss, again, if you're trading properly, should be in this area. So even if the trade came back, you should still be in that trade. Nowhere near your stop loss. And at this point, when it comes back into this area and you started seeing it going in blue, your stop loss should now be just above there. Then you ride the trade down. You have to learn how to guarantee profits when you're trading. Some money is better than lost money. New sell zone, here are my targets. So just give you an example. Let's say if I were taking this trade, you don't have to do it how I do it, but if I were taking this trade, this would be my next area. My position on the short position, let's say it's about right in here. My stop loss is right at the previous target. Actually, mine would be tighter right in here, but let's say it was the previous target. So you're looking at a 2.5 to 1 ratio. My key level, my long-term target is down here. You're looking at a 1 to almost 9 risk to reward. That means for every dollar I'm risking, I'm winning $9. So it does not matter if I lose 4 or 5 trades during the week. If I win 2 trades, I'm in profit. Make sense? So my main target is the key level. But I will secure profits along the way. There's no way a trade of mine will get this far and I lose money. Let's just say this is as far as the trade goes, 100 pips. Well, I'm at least getting 30 pips out of that trade. Stop giving the market back your money. Oh, let me drop this one. My zone will be right here. Yep. Let's drop down. Here, first targets. Mhm. What's that? GBP USD. Did mark AJ. Not interested. AD Chef. Already marked up. AUD CAD already marked up. Notice a lot of more seasoned traders will give you market psychology and all of that stuff. I don't do all of that because theory doesn't matter if the trade doesn't go your way. That's why I trade zones and breakouts. Marked up UJ. I mean, Euro JPY. And I gave a potential long position just to give you an example of how I trade. Again, if it breaks beneath this zone, then I'm selling it. If it doesn't and it shoots up, retests and bounces up, then I'm buying it. I don't care which way it goes. This is an example of a trade that's a 1 to 5 risk to reward. That means if I risk $1, I'm willing, excuse me, if I wish to win $5, I'm willing to risk $1. On the other end, if I had a short position, one to 4.5. I don't do 1-to-1 trades. I don't do 1-to-2 trades. My trades are at least 1-to-3, 1-to-4, 1-to-5. Have to make it worth your while. And you have to put the odds in your favor. At the end of the day, the market always wins. I don't care what anybody tells you. You have to kind of skew the odds in your favor by trading low risk, high reward. That way, you only need to win about 3 trades out of the week, and you are still in extreme profit. If you're trading 1-to-1, 1-to-2, you have to win 7 to 8 trades out of 10. That's no way to trade. That's why people get frustrated and quit. Look at Euro USD. From last week, that was my sell zone. Look what happened. Yes, Mo. Once the candle breaks and closes in either direction, you can put your stop loss at the previous zone or the opposite zone. Exactly. So on this example, look at my sell zone, my stop loss. In this case, I put it just above. Look what would have happened if you had taken this trade. Let me move my 400 pips. So let's mark up a new one. Sell zone is the breakout. First target right in here. Let's see if it's worth it. 70 pips. Right here. That's the first target. Second target is down here. So now we are trading 1 to 7. If it breaks below this area, your next target is way down here. Let's just say. Now, when you have that much of a reward, you can expand your risk. Now, I wouldn't put mine that high, but let's just say you did. That's still a 1 to almost 7. If we drop down to the 4, my risk will be about right here. So you're looking at a 1 to 8 risk to reward. That's how you should be trading. Now, is it going to do this? We don't know. We don't care. You trade what it does, not what you think it's going to do. My buy, honestly, would have to be up right here. You have to break these twins right here. If it does, my target is up in these parts. So you're talking about 200, 350 pips. How many of you can be patient that long? That's Euro USD. Didn't mark any of those. This is old. Didn't mark this one. All right. Let me mark a couple of cryptos and we'll call it a day. Any crypto in particular you all want to see? Ripple, XRP. Ethereum. Cool. Start Ripple. Ripple is at a floor right now. Consolidating. Yep. All right. If it breaks beneath this area, you can literally take it down 18 cents. If it breaks this area, target 1, target 2, target 3. Next target on the sell is way down here. For dailies. For dailies. A lot of people don't have the patience to trade daily. But that's my Ripple. Ethereum. Ethereum's floor is right here. First target. Again, notice how I target noise. Buy zone has to break here. First target here. Second target here. After the first target, there's the second target on the set. Is Ethereum. And last one, Bitcoin. Here's the demand zone for Bitcoin. Demand zone for Bitcoin right here. So it's literally in the sell zone. Let's be a little more precise. Here's your new sell zone right here. Target area. My buy zone would be right in here. Buy zone, not a sell zone. There we go. If you want to be a little risky, if you look over here, pairs, pairs, pairs. So you could actually buy it. The first, a riskier buy will be here. If Bitcoin breaks beneath this area, your next target is right here. Let me take it down to 4 hour. There you go. All right. Anybody have any questions? Got about 5 minutes. Questions going once. Questions going twice. Questions gone. All right, cool. Hope you all got some value from the session. All of the markups have been dropped in the chat. Feel free to ask questions in the chat as well. Y'all have an amazing week. I'll see some of you on the Zoom this week and in Florida next weekend. Love y'all. Have a wonderful day.